What is up, YouTube? It is CopperTop Tactical here, and today we got the Israeli-made Galil. You know, the one gun that everyone wished they had playing Call of Duty Black Ops. And I'm not talking about this new stuff, you know, none of that. I'm talking about the good stuff. You know, the one after World at War. You know, you had Call of Duty Black Ops, and then you had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and those two were competing against each other. And you know, they're still Call of Duty, but you still were like, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is better because it's got zombies, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 was just better because of, you know, FaZe Clan and stuff like that. Well, today we shoot the Galil. The Galil. I'm a little thirsty, and it's a good thing I got my bottle opener here. And that was good. As you see, guys, we have a lovely little bottle opener, and this thing, kind of an expensive bottle opener, if I do say so myself. But this thing is amazing, and I really should stop calling it this thing, because this is the Galil, the one and only, the one gun that everyone wished they had growing up playing Call of Duty Black Ops. This thing is just amazing. And before, you know, some of the people in the comments freak out, this thing is empty, and I will go ahead and show it is clear. So let's get down to the breakdown part of this video, and we'll show you guys how similar this thing is to an AK. But before we get to that part, let's give you a little bit of a history lesson on this thing. The history on this lovely Galil starts off in 1960, when Israel was looking for a gun of their own. So, you know, everyone after the Second World War, and even going up to the Korean War, was kind of borrowing weapons from the United States or Russia, depending on which side of your political ideology you were on. You either had, you know, Thompson machine gun, or even the I.M.I Galil, and everyone was looking to build their own rifles, or, you know, what was the assault rifle, whereas Germany had kick-started off for everyone with the STG-44, or the MP-44, or whatever you want to call it. But the United States came out with the M16, and the Russians came out with the AK-47. Everyone in the world was trying to come out with a different firearm of their own. And in 1960, a young man of the name of Israel Balashnikov, and before you guys start saying, yes, the guy's name was Balashnikov, and it was too similar to Kalashnikov that they had to change his name. The government actually told him, hey, we're going to change your name. And it ended up being Israel Galil, or Galili, is I believe how you pronounce it over in Israel. And they came up to him and they're like, hey, we want something similar to the AK, because, you know, AK-47 was let's be honest, was a little bit more reliable than the M16 at the time. And they wanted something that was just similar to the AK-47, but they also wanted to be part of NATO. And well, the rules of NATO at the time was if you were going to be a part of NATO, you have to have something that shoots our cartridge. And the cartridge at the time is 5.56. So what does he do? He comes out with the Galil. And yeah, as you can see, this thing is pretty similar to an AK-47. And, you know, a lot of people will say, well, that's not an AK-47, that's just shoot 7.62x39. Well, I don't know what to tell you, but the Russians kind of did copy us with the I.M.I Galil, because the I.M.I Galil is a gas impingement design. And, well, if you want to get started with that, you could say that the United States came up with the design first and helped the Russians build the AK. Let's get down to the breakdown of the rifle. So starting from the rear, you have a wire stock, just like a AK-47, but this one does fold to the side. Some AKs do fold to the side, but some of them do fold under. So this is a very nice option to actually, you know, shorten the rifle a little bit, make it easier to get in and out of vehicles. So that is a nice addition. It does fold out pretty nicely. I honestly thought this was going to be a little bit harder to do, but this thing actually it moves pretty smooth. Moving towards the middle of the gun, you have your, or not front sight, your rear sight. It is adjustable for elevation and windage, and it also does have a secondary flip up sight. So the purpose of that, I have no idea. So if anyone does know, please do put in the comments, because I could not find out online, and you know, the internet knows everything, I guess. So, but anyways, we move towards the selector switch, and this is one of the things that we move to that is similar, just like an AK, besides the side folding wire stock. It does, you know, have a 3-position, but this is not a fully automatic rifle. This is a parts kit made by James River Armory, and you know, they import. Israel sends them to this guy, and this guy puts them together. So yeah, these are pretty much all original parts kits from my understanding. So it does have a 3-position trigger, or not 3-position trigger, 3-position selector. And the amazing thing is also ambidextrous. So you can select from both sides. And to be honest, first when I saw this, I thought that was going to be a little bit harder to work. But it actually moves pretty smoothly, so that is a nice feature to have, you know, being able to select fire through all of it. So now we move to the middle of the gun where the charging handle is, and this is similar to an AK-47 as well. You know, it is not, you know, sticking out straight at you, but you do have the function of racking it like an AK. You can just top fold, or even you do have the option to do the side fold, or not side fold, side rack. So that is a nice option. And then up front here, you do have the option for a bipod. A lot of these, you know, you see them even on the Call of Duty games. You see them with the bipod or even a carrying handle. This one does not, but it does have both front and rear mounting positions for a sling, and then you have your lovely muzzle brake that is actually ported all the way around. So not like a AR-15 where it's only, you know, got a couple ports on the top. This is ported all the way around, and the recoil on this thing isn't too bad, but man, this thing is a lot of fun to shoot. So let's get down to the breakdown of the rifle. So this is where things get into where it's more like an AK. So we have a push button back here, just like an AK. So let's go ahead and push that down and take the dust cover off, just like an AK. I mean, if you just look at that, that just screams AK-47. So yeah, this thing is definitely a copycat of a AK-47. Go ahead and set that to the side. Now we get into the Eternals, and this thing, just at first glance, you guys can definitely tell it's an AK-47 internal, you know, copycat. as you can say, and I am saying AK-47 a lot, so I do apologize. But let's take our recoil spring off and pull that off. As you can see, I know, like an AK-47. And then we'll go ahead and take our bolt out. And as you guys can see, same bolt carrier group, just like a AK-47, uses a gas impingement design. So this thing is extremely similar. So there's no doubt about this. This is not a AK bolt almost, but it shoots 5.56. So, and then you have your gas tube and then the rest of the rifle. So yeah, other than that, this thing just puts back together just like an AK. So we'll go ahead and slide that and make sure the cams and everything are in the right spot. Now, I did notice when taking this apart, and I could be just doing this wrong, but you do have to have the gas tube pulled back a little bit, slide it in, move everything forward, and then you have two spots here on the back of the bolt carrier group that you had to line up. Get the front done first, and we'll push that down, push forward, and should rack right into place. So we'll go ahead and take our recoil spring and also put that back in the same spot we got it from. Try not to snap my fingers like I have before in the past. And we'll go ahead and put our dust cover on. So let's go ahead, get that popped on. Boom. And you are ready. Anyways, this thing is actually extremely nice. You know, is a amazing and a beautiful rifle. It's definitely a privilege and a amazing opportunity that I was able to pick up one of these, and it's just a piece of history. It's definitely amazing, and if you guys get the opportunity to shoot one, I would definitely recommend it. So real quick before we close this part of the video off and go back to the range, these do come with plastic mags. They do have metal mags for them, but they are about $100, so they are not cheap by any means. But unlike a AR-15 mag, these are 35 round magazines, so that is definitely a nice little feature. So it's, and again, real quick, just like an AK, you just take it, put it in the forward part of the mag well, and rock it in. And you know, I forgot I had the selectors, you know, safety on, but anyways, you get the picture. So yeah, this is the Galil, and we'll take it back to the shooting range. So we'll see you guys there. So we got the Galil out here, and well, we got a couple clay pigeons out there. We're gonna shoot them. I need to get some actual targets. I know. Working on that. We'll have. Ooh, there's bugs everywhere. Jesus, it's hot out. We got a storm coming too, so I'm trying to get all this done before the storm hits. But yeah, we got the Galil out here, and yeah, we're gonna shoot some stuff. We're gonna shoot clay pigeons. I don't know why they're called clay pigeons. They don't look like pigeons to me. They don't fly unless you throw them on a catapult thing. But yeah, perfect. So, like I said, we're going to shoot some clay pigeons, and hopefully today's video goes really good. We can get ahead of the storm that's coming, and we'll do a couple rounds, and we'll see how this thing goes. So far, it shoots great, and I haven't had any issues with it. So, yeah, let's do this. Oh, that chamber, yeah. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, clay pigeons aren't really fun to shoot with a 5.56.
Man, no fucking shit.
Let's go on to the next thing. Okay, so we're back again with the Galil, and we're going to do a water bottle penetration test because, you know, the MP5 video was filled a little bit earlier, and I don't have any Bud Light. I hate Bud Light. Yeah, I'm sorry. But anyways, let's get back to this. Yeah, so we're going to do a water bottle penetration test, and we will see how that goes. Saying bye to Israel Communist Party in 3, 2, 1. I think that Communist Party is no longer here. Let's get to it. Whew. God, I love this thing. This thing's so cool. Well, today, guys, we had fun. We had the Galil out here, and I turned on the safety, so that didn't charge all the way. But anyways, yeah, we had the Galil out here. It runs great. Wish I had a Coke out here so I can open up a bottle for you guys, but today I don't. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. We're going to be making more of these range day videos in the future. You'll probably see more here in a couple days, but I'll be wearing the same attire because, you know, I'm trying to get everything knocked out of the way. Let me know what you guys think of the range day videos, what I can improve on, what I can't improve on, or what I shouldn't be doing. And if you say YouTube, I swear to God, I will continue doing that because, yeah, screw you, haters. But anyways, the Galil. I'll see you guys in the next one. Warm Coke does not taste good. Warm Coke does not taste good at all.